So here I have the new STIHL MSA220 TC-O. Yes, it's the new battery-powered top-handled chainsaw from STIHL, and we're going to check it out. But have a look at this first. Right, so before I show you through that saw, we have got some news. Yes, we have got some new merch, and it's some proper merch. It's not just a logo. No, it is proper stuff that you're going to enjoy wearing. This one is Logging Legend. I don't know if I am one, but you probably are, so it might suit you perfectly. But we've got some others. Get off the bog, it's time to log. Log, lad. Saw to the core. Lots of different options, t-shirts, hoodies, there's even an umbrella. So lots of different things. And for mowing, there's loads of stuff on there. So please click the link in this description so you can check them out, because it's going to make a great gift for someone or even for yourself. Check it out. So behind me are some big Leylandii trees or cypress trees, whatever you want to call them, but they need to come down. They've got too big. We need to make it look better. So I have invited 3 local tree surgeons to us to quote me on this. But what they don't know is when they come to do it, they are going to use the MSA 300, the MSA 220 TC-O, and we're probably going to chuck some Husqvarna saws in there as well for them to use, and we're going to film it. So we're going to do that properly, have some professionals do this job, not us doing it. We've also got some ash trees in the woods that blew down back in the spring that we need to cut up, and I've also ordered 7 ton of oak to use in our videos. You've all been asking for us to use proper timber in our videos, so exactly what is coming. So dealers across the country have just received the new MSA 220 TC-Os into their dealerships, and will be available to buy. So check out STIHL's website to find out where your nearest dealer is. We're here to show you what's different about it, and why is it different from anything else they've released before. Well, it's the first chainsaw they've released to be equivalent power to their MS201Ts. Yes, they're petrol top handles. They say it's got the equivalent power. And with the AP300S batteries, they say it can have 29 minutes of trigger time, which it might not sound very much time, but if you think about it, when you're up a tree with a top handle saw, 29 minutes of trigger time is actually quite a while, because it's only actually classed actually when you're actually using it. Up the tree, you're more buggering about trying to get yourself sorted than you are actually cutting. So I think 29 minutes is absolutely fine for this. And bear in mind, this is the AP300S battery. They've also got the 500S batteries, which you can put into this, which will make it longer, but it will make it heavier as well. That's one thing I've got to note. The weight of it is very, very light. Obviously, I've got the battery in the other hand. We pop the battery in, as you would expect, like so, and it's still a nice, well-balanced saw, and I really, really like it. But the main thing about this is how the controls work. So you've still got the standard trigger. So you've got your dead man trigger on the top, and then you've got your main trigger down the bottom. I'll just take a battery out of this bit, just so I can explain without making the chain go on here. So you've still got your normal trigger. So you press your top one and press your bottom one, rather than having sort of a 3 trigger system, which a lot of the battery products now have. This one's got an extra button on the top. So you've got the on button, but that's also your power on button as your 3rd trigger. So you press that one and then you can go straight live to your 2 triggers, which I really, really like that. But what this one has, and why it's called a TC-O, because the O stands for oil. So it tells you when your oil is running low, which is brilliant, because on a petrol saw, historically, when you fill up with petrol, you fill your saw up with oil at the same time. So it's a little bit of a reminder, and your saw will obviously use about 2/3 of the oil to a tank of petrol. But there's been nothing before to show you how or when to fill up with oil on a chainsaw. So I think that they do this version without that on it, but they also do it obviously with this function available. And I think it's a really good function to have, so that you can keep the longevity of your bar life and everything, get out of the tree and realise you haven't got any oil. Obviously, professionals check it anyway, I know they do, but it's a good little feature. A little red light will come on there when the oil's low. So push the battery in, click it in, and then you turn on the saw with the on button. You'll see all lights flash up. So the green one flashing means that your trigger's ready to go, and that will go off now, because then to make that saw go again, you then got to press the button again to make it go green, and then you can use your triggers. I think it's about 4 seconds, I think, something like that. But the other 2 lights, your middle light is your chain brake. So you pull your chain brake off. There you go. You can see that light goes out, and put the chain brake on. That means your chain brake's on. And your top one's your oil guard. So that tells you when your bar oil is low. So it's really, really good function to have. When your bar oil goes low, that red light will come on. So it's really obvious. It's right there in front of your hands, ready to rock and roll. So normally on the bottom of a pro saw, you've got a little oil hole here, a little hole here. You can put a screwdriver up through to change how much oil flow you've got going to your bar. But on this one, you've got it in here. So it's on the top of the saw, nice and easy to access. You haven't got to turn your saw upside down to be able to control how much oil is going through to your chain. So as with the 201T, you've got the proper clutch cover on the side with the captive nut and the nice chain tensioner there on the side, nice and easy to get to. Right, so just take this cover off and see what's inside here. So taking off the side cover there reveals a lot more what's going on the inside of this saw. You've got a lot of electrics here coming round to there. I'm presuming that's something to do with the oil guard, and then you've got your oil adjustment here. So that is all your, so historically obviously your oil componentry is all in behind your sprocket and your clutch and everything on that side of the saw, but on here your oil pump is in on this side of the saw, obviously getting better balance, and then your oil pump pipes are coming all the way through, back through to the other side onto your bar and chain. So a bit of a different setup there. And then here you've got your air intake into your flywheel. So your flywheels are inside there, so you can see up through there, you see the flywheel onto the back of the motor. Right, let's pop off this and show you where the air filter is. Oh yes, a battery saw with an air filter. All these look captive, that's nice, always like a captive nut. Right, so that should just slide up now, nice and easy, he says, there we go. Pop that off, which then reveals the air filter in the bottom there of the battery housing, look. So that's it in there, and now theoretically that should just pop off, there we go. Look at that. So it's a reusable, cleanable air filter. As you can use a STIHL Vario Clean on that if you use that sort of stuff, which is a nice option for it. Just spray it on and then wash it off. And then so that's your air intake there, which points me to lead. So the bit I mentioned down here is actually the air exit, not the air intake. So air in through here and out through there. And yeah, keeping all of that motor system and everything cool on the inside and nice and clean. There we go. Clip that in like that. Done. So in the next video we are going to put this saw up against the T540 IXP from Husqvarna, the Makita top handled saw, and some others if we can get hold of them. So make sure you please click subscribe so you don't miss out on that. So in the next video you'll get to see this saw cutting and see how good it actually is. Well, or if it is, we'll have to find out. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, please like this video, share it, don't forget, check out our merch. Thank you very much, bye bye.